Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Coach's Corner. You're here with Coach Cotton and Coach Hadassah. And look, what do? We help you get to your next level. So listen, hey, Coach Cotton.
Hey, coach. This
Seems
is
like
about
I
to
ain't talked to you
be.
in forever.
I told you we're gonna have to start scheduling some conversations each day because this is too long.
Yes, yes.
Too
Look,
long.
at least twice a week.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I need more than that. I'm not gonna tell a story. That ain't enough.
It's not enough.
I'll be lying if I be like, "Oh yeah, I'm good with that." I will not be okay because I just be needing to talk. I be need to have stuff going on. So yeah, that ain't gonna be enough. But I mean, we'll figure
Oh,
something out. I can say that we can figure something out.
right. I get it. I get it. Uh Look, I know you over there. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Tagging a friend, telling a
You
friend, and I'm
know
over
I
here
am, coach. You
trying to turn
know.
my ringer off my phone because I'm already seeing, what's happening. Um so listen, I wanna put a shameless plug out here,
Yes.
just really quick because on Tuesdays every week we're here on the Coaches Corner. But then also there is a wealth acceleration Monday through Thursday at the same time.
Mm.
Right? And so I do want to say for those of you who are part of the wealth acceleration, but you are here, I want to say thank you so much for your time because that thing is powerful. But also we do have another wealth acceleration call later on this evening at is it 11, I believe it's, yes, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. All right. So I just want to make sure that right? If you're here right now at this time where the wealth acceleration call is going on, you can also tune in later on tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Central. I
Mm-hmm.
will have rested, taken a nap, and all of that good stuff so that I could be there because my eyes like to close by themselves by like 9:45.
Facts.
you know, I be trying to stay up and all of that, and my eyes be like, nope. I don't know what you're gonna do, but we gonna close. We closing.
I'll probably be right there with you. Look,
Right.
I go to bed at 8:30 now. I'm like,
You know how
I can't even hold on.
the stores be every 15 minutes. Could you please wrap up your purchases? Walk to the counter,
Please bring all your items to the counter,
to
please.
the front. Right.
Store will be closing in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. That'd be my eyes. I'm telling you, that's my eyes.
That is too funny, coach. That I'm right there with you. You're not by yourself. My eyes be by 8:30. I'm out. I can't even hang on. I'll be lying if I said I could.
Who? Yes, yes. Um, Hold on.
So y'all know I am tagging and telling a friend, like Coach said. Hey, Ebony, how are you, love? Thank you for
Hey,
joining us.
Ebony.
Remember to tag a friend, tell a friend. That's what I'm doing. We have an awesome topic tonight concerning love is not enough, Coach. This is gonna be really good.
Yes, yes. It's a great topic. Coach Cotton and I, we we like to develop the topic. And sometimes we said we're gonna have to start recording the topic development sessions
Right.
because so much comes out there. And then we try to take it all and bullet point it so that we can, condense it and bring it here on a coach's on the coach's corner.
Right.
I mean, but it is just it's just it's a lot. It's a uh-oh. All right. I'm just okay. I wanted to make sure that we had some of our participants because I was getting messages, and so I was about to share it with them as well. So
Right. I
all
got
right, I
you.
see that they're already here. So coach, let's get into this where we say, we hear this a lot of times, right? Like just love. right?
Good
Love
stuff.
isn't enough,
At all.
right? And sometimes there are certain things that are said and people interpret them different.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? What comes to their ears and how they interpret it, how they perceive it is totally different. So we want to make sure that we're clear about what we mean when we say, just love isn't
Right.
enough when it comes to relationships, because the lack of family, faith, and financial planning will cause a once loving relationship to change into anger,
Yes.
discord, and imbalance.
Yes.
And we also know that, Stephen says that the number one cause of divorce is finances, not adultery, but finances. Adultery is
Finances.
number two. But the reason why adultery is number two is because the couples are bickering over finances, which causes that discord. And so, of course, you angry and all of that kind of stuff about finances. Y'all not really seeing eye to eye or coming together and all of that. Then, so in order for you to have some common ground or feel good or whatever, this person goes over there, this person goes over there, and now they're maybe one or both of them are seeking some compatibility or comfort or whatever in other places, in which
Right.
all that's going to happen is the same thing over in the other place.
Right. Absolutely. You are absolutely right.
To be
And
honest.
to be honest, like 100%, it's just like we were talking about coach before we in our behind the scenes discussion is that when you enter in a new relationship, you have this high feeling, this euphoric feeling, like you know we say all this delusional stuff. Oh, as long as it's me and you, and we could be under the 10th Street Bridge, and I love you forever, and as long as we could share one bomber jacket together, as long as I got you, baby. And you like, and I've said it. I've been that girl who was just high. Coach said it was
We're gonna live,
dopamine.
we're gonna ride or die.
We
Right?
riding and dying.
We
We don't
ride
even
or
know
die.
why we gotta die. What we don't know where we riding to. We just love you, and that's what we doing. And and also men the same way. They can feel that way about a woman. It's just we all in. We sold out. We 100% invested because we're on this high, this euphoric feeling, this dopamine. Like Coach says, this chemical, what is it, Coach? Like some type of chemical
Yeah.
hormone or something,
It's
that drug that your body
yeah,
releases.
we have five feel good hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the chemicals. We're our own pharmacy, to be honest.
Yes.
And so when we do have that imbalance, then that's when we need pharmaceuticals. Like if it just gets all crazy, we need
Right.
pharmaceuticals in order to get that, be balanced again. That's an
Mhm.
emergency situation. We're not supposed to stay on it forever, but it's an emergency situation to get
Right.
us back into balance with our own pharmacy that's within our bodies. So our
Right.
five feel good hormones is it's dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. And
Mm-hmm.
the dopamine is that reward hormone. So when we anticipate, like we have something, we have a goal or achievement or whatever we want to accomplish, and then when we accomplish that, we get that rush of dopamine where you feel
Right.
good about accomplishing what you set out to do.
Right.
But then there's melatonin and serotonin, and those are those peace. That's where it helps you to sleep.
Right.
But where you relax and you feel that peace and that calm. But then there's oxytocin. Oxytocin is a bonding hormone. That's when
Mm.
you bond. That's when when you touch, you get a massage, when you hug and you cuddle your baby, you're
Mm-hmm.
hugging your significant other or your loved one. Oxytocin is released to where you bond. And then those endorphins, that's like that mellow where it keeps you on an even keel, throughout the days of the times or whatever. And so we're like, most of us are operating on the dopamine,
Right.
you know. And but then in the beginning of a relationship, there's the euphoria, right? And that right there. So you got euphoria and dopamine working. And that's that euphoria and dopamine talking when we talking about some, oh, I could be with you forever and we could be broke and it won't matter as long as I'm with you and all that. And listen, I'm gonna tell you, anybody that's on here now that has been married for multiple years,
Mm-hmm.
right? At least some double digits, 10 or more. Now, here's the thing about it. It's because we're not gonna get in the whole, marriage thing, because we're gonna have a part two to this. But but there, I mean, there are people that have divorced at the 10-year mark, 15, 16 years. Look, 21, 25 years.
Right.
That's scary. you know,
Right.
you feel like people, but it's more so because you have people who um they have children, you know and so in order to not break up the children in the home and all of that kind of stuff, it's like, hey, we're gonna raise these kids, and then for the most part, after they grown and gone, then they'll come divorce. That's why you see a lot of people divorcing after 25 years or something,
Right.
but
Right.
or at that 20 something year 20 plus mark. But for the most part, it's that in that beginning of the relationship and all of that kind of stuff, you got euphoria and dopamine going, which lasts anywhere between about 90, I'm gonna say 180, about 180 days to 18 months.
Right. Right.
180 days to 18 months. That is honeymoon, dopamine, euphoria talking.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
after that, and this is what I was really about to get to, anybody that's been really, you know, married and bonding, um, because you will have those times where your income start fluctuating, one person
Right.
working, one person not, the other person working, the other person not, or maybe one had to, their income sliced in half, and all of that type of stuff happens. And I'm gonna tell you what you will end up doing as a couple, trying to put your heads together, figure out how you gonna get some money or
Right.
more or whatever.
Right.
Know that happens. So it's like, no, y'all not finna be up under a bridge somewhere talking about some, baby, as long as I got you in this one brown jacket that we gonna share. Uh-uh. Y'all gonna be trying to
Unrealistic.
beg if y'all got some sense. Right?
Hello, like, no, you're gonna go buy two coats, you're gonna pay that rent, however you're gonna figure it out, but you're gonna do it. You're not gonna be under the bridge. And it's just so
Yeah.
funny, coach, because again, in those early new stages of relationship and love, we do all of this and we say all these things until that dopamine wears off, that high, that reward feeling wears off in between that 90 to 180 days. And now reality sets in, and you barely even tell the person you love them at all,
Yeah.
because this is when the true test of love has to come into play. And so when we say just love isn't enough, because it takes more than just love. It takes some wisdom. It takes some responsibility on both parts. It takes some
Accountability too.
understanding, accountability, absolutely, coach,
Mhm.
on both parts. It takes for one person to say, you know what, I love using the scenario of, if one person goes down in a relationship, in a marriage, the other person should be able to still run with that ball. If that person is not able to run with the ball and you down, nothing's happening. Nothing's circulating in that dynamic. Nothing's circulating in that relationship, because both partners cannot be laid flat on their back. It just doesn't work that way. and then they both have to be willing. It just makes more sense. So when you have love, because love can now withstand the hard challenges that comes in marriage and relationship, but you also use your other tools such as your accountability, responsibility, your wisdom. You use, things as your communication. We're having the hard conversations because, coach, you and I know also well that when we just falling in love and we all in love with somebody, there's no conversations being made. We're not talking about faith, which is the major deal in vision and plans. If y'all don't even agree, no one's having conversations about credit. No one's having conversation about financial planning. Who is having conversations about family? Do you want kids? Do you not? What is your credit score looking like? Do you have an obscene amount of debt? Who do you serve? Are you Muslim? Are you Buddhist? Are you Christian? Because these things matter. And when the tests come in a relationship, if the conversation has not been commenced, then that love is just not gonna hold up, because that wasn't love in the beginning stages. That was that feeling that you got. Your emotions has now taken over. And so when you come out of your feelings and your emotions and you're in your reality, what's gonna sustain you? So you won't end up in separation. You won't end up angry, and you won't end up in an imbalance in the relationship, the core relationship, because like you said, there will be a part 2 about divorce. We don't want it to end in divorce, which brings on a plethora of other issues that nobody even wants to address.
Trauma.
Right?
Yes.
Trauma.
For
The
everybody.
big word, trauma,
Yes.
right? Yes.
For the husband, the wife, and the children.
Absolutely.
The children, they are the ones that suffer. And I mean,
Mhm.
I've heard therapists say, well, oh, because children are resilient, and so they'll get over it. And it's like, did you, as a therapist, as a psychotherapist, just say that? Oh, okay.
I probably won't be able to go to you.
I mean,
Just being honest.
because it's not just, I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong, like, yes, I mean, you can see it in the body. A child can get a cut or scrape or whatever, and it's going to get healed faster
Hmm.
than your adult, but it still hurt. There's still a cut, there's still an abrasion, there's still whatever, and there's still a healing process.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, don't just, oh, well, children are resilient, they're gonna, because I mean, it's so many. I mean, even now,
Right.
we got the stuff that we are seeing right now with are adults who are still dealing with childhood unresolved childhood trauma,
Absolutely.
and many of them don't even realize it,
Just out here infecting everybody because you ain't healed. You got an
and
open
hurting
wound.
everybody, right, bleeding on other people because
Right.
they don't even know they bleeding.
Mm, 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 mm.
That's one thing to know that you bleeding. It's another thing when you don't even know that you bleeding, but you bleeding
Right.
all over everybody because you don't even know where the blood is coming from.
Absolutely.
You don't know, and that's how so many adults are out here. Um, and I'm talking, when I say adults, I'm talking about, even if you want to speak generations, some baby boomers are even in that
Absolutely.
position. I mean, it's a lot. But to your point where you were talking about and I wanted to say this too, because there's a way that conversation needs to be had, right? Like,
Absolutely.
because like when coach says that, um so it lack of family and faith, right? Well, faith means trust.
Right.
Faith
Right.
means trust. And so now it kind of would be posed as a red flag, right? If you're dating, like you're dating, okay?
Right.
And on this first date, you're like, okay, so what you think about finances? And then how this and that, you'd be like, whoa,
This is too much.
we just came here to have coffee.
Like that's it, man.
Right. And so it's like, first of all, knowing it's like you have to start with your intent,
Hmm.
with yourself. Why are you dating? Right?
Right,
Are you dating just because you want to date? That's fine. Ain't nobody saying anything is wrong with dating just to date. It's just like, hey, I want to go out, you know,
right,
I go out with my girlfriends, or I want to go out with the male, you know, just to have male energy. Nothing's wrong with that, right? And so if you just want to go out because you want to have a good time, go to a show, a movie, a play, or something like that, all right, fine. But understand your intention for dating. But if
right,
you are dating with the intent of marriage, then that is when you, you want to have that conversation in mind, to where when you date other people who are dating with the intent of marriage,
absolutely.
right? It's like you have to be clear on why you're dating, and then the people that you're dating, you need to be you need to see where they are in their intent for why they are dating, because there's
Right,
nothing worse than a mismatched date, right? You dating with the intent of marriage and they just dating. They don't know what they doing.
right. They're trying to hook up.
They just, you don't want to waste your time.
Right,
You don't want to waste theirs, but because they are not clear on why they're dating, they will waste yours. So
absolutely.
you got to be the one that's clear. So
Right,
it could be like, okay, I see where this is not going. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't even look forward to another day. Well, it was nice when we had a nice time. Okay, I'll holler at you again. No, you won't.
period.
No, we're not.
Because the intent, and it's not a common interest
Right,
there,
it's
so
not
you
a
could
common
just
interest.
already know off the top that this ain't gonna work. This is
That
not a
this
good fit or match, you
Right,
know.
because that's the thing. You're not You need to have that conversation, but
Right,
you cannot have that conversation with someone that doesn't have that same intent. So then when you are dating someone else who who has an intent, their dating intent is for marriage as well,
right,
not necessarily that you're going to marry that person,
right.
right? But you're both dating with the intent of marriage. And then maybe, maybe by I don't know, fourth or fifth date, I would say fourth or fifth date, somewhere
Hmm.
around in there, to where you're like, you know, you even know how to present that conversation of, well, what do the questions about, well, what do you feel about family? And,
Right,
what do you feel about, finances? And what do you feel about, well, like, what are your thoughts or your beliefs on, two parents working, or like, do you want kids? Because some people,
period. Like that has to come first.
right, do you is before we even talking about parents working and not working or whatever, do you want children?
Hmm.
And then if you do and they do, okay, well, how do you feel about, because somebody got to raise the children. So, and somebody's income is going to be lesser than the other.
Right,
Whose will that be?
right,
You got to be realistic about um professions or whatever. If you're in a career where yours is high earning, high powered or whatever, and theirs maybe not so much, or maybe both of you are, in most cases though, uh, uh high earning, high um I want to stay away from this term, so I'm not gonna say it. Someone with that high earning, high demanding or whatever career, usually do not attract or even marry a person with the same, because
they
they,
won't mesh well together.
they won't
Be-
mesh well together, and
right,
they will never see each other. It just that So it just really doesn't happen. because opposites usually attract in that way, more so because they complement one another.
Right.
They complement. It's like, where this person is strong in that area, this person is weak, and vice versa. And so they complement one another in that way. So, if you have a woman or a man that's a high earner and a high demanding career or whatever, then their husband or wife, may not have that same, but they may, earn an income or whatever, but not just as much. And then if children are in play there, then you have that person that can tend more to the children in the house and stuff
Right.
like that, because those are things that's the reality of a family dynamic.
Yes.
That conversation has to be had. And then how do you handle finances? Now we're talking about all of these dynamics and family dynamics and things like that, because those are factors when it comes to finances. Look,
Absolutely.
I just happen to have on this shirt today. Hold on. This my daughter's fine. You see, what is that?
Yes. Money equals energy.
Right. Money is energy. And I always say that money is energy manifested on a material level. It's
Right.
energy. So when people are at odds or whatever with the finances and everything, really what's going on is a power struggle or
Right.
energy imbalance, right? You don't know where the finances going. It's out here, this is that and the other. Folks got their energy all over the place. And it's not where it needs to be, which is
Absolutely.
between them and in their home.
You're right.
Where look, where your energy or attention goes, that's where the
That's
money
where your money
flows.
goes.
That's where the money flows.
Easy. Easy. I mean, that's the most easiest concept you can ever think of. And whoever has your ear has your future. So if the wrong person got your ear, there lies your future. The same way with your money. If the wrong things got your attention, that's what's getting your money. That's what's eating up your finances. Then
Yeah,
that brings the problem back to the relationship.
yeah.
Why? Because that conversation was never had. So you have
Never.
your what? What are we talking about? Just love isn't enough. When you come down from that high, when you come down from that euphoric feeling, when the dopamine is now wearing off. The whole lovey-dovey ride or die is wearing off. And the reality of what we are in together is existing. This is what we're facing now. And so now you have the faith issues and the family issues and the financial issues, because why? No one ever had the
That
conversation. Neither one of
conversation.
us, right? We were so in love, we forgot to
No,
have
they
the
were so
conversation.
in euphoria and dopamine
We were
because
so on
love.
dope.
Yeah, you're on dope. Dopamine. It's the dope is short for dopamine. You're on dope.
We was on
And
the dope that we didn't even have the
conversation.
conversation that's
Yeah.
gonna sustain us in love. Yes, Lime. We was
Right.
doped up.
So doped up. I got to put that up there. So doped up. Yes.
And now the dope is gone. Now you're searching for another high because now you want that feeling back. But the feeling does not sustain you because that was not love. You
Right.
have to have something that's going to sustain you through the challenges, through the hard times. And that's what we're talking about. So, Coach, we can even flow into some how to's. How do we get to the point to where now we're operating in the frequency of love when the challenges arise? How do we get there? If we've been through our 180 days, that feeling is gone, that 18 months even, because sometimes it can last a little bit longer until, oh my
Yes.
goodness,
It's
pay cut.
180 days to 18 months.
Right. So
Hmm.
how or what can we do if we were in that love stage, that dope stage, and it has worn off? Now reality is setting in to prevent us from going into the anger and the discord and the imbalance. What are some tips that we can share to have people really understand or come to a realization of that's a feeling, but you need the love to sustain you, because we was talking about it again behind the scenes, coach, that love never fails. We already know that it conquers everything, but it's sustainability behind love.
Yes.
The reason why people stick it out or stay connected, have that true foundation, because of the principles that they believe in, that comes in with their faith, that comes in with their family dynamic, that comes in with the finances and the wisdom. How are we going to build it back? So what can we share to help those who have experienced that and may be feeling themselves slipping into the anger, slipping over into the discord or separation, slipping into the imbalance, like something is off? What can we share, coach? I think coach has frozen. Coach, you just froze up. If you're speaking, we cannot hear you at all. Yeah, she froze. Um, yes, Lime, we're definitely here to help you. And all those who are watching this, because it's something we don't think about. So until coach comes back, because her signal just froze, some things that we can share with you to help you if you're feeling that, like if you're at that point of anger in a relationship. And sometimes it don't necessarily always have to be the marriage relationship or the dating relationship. It could be a business partnership. It's the same thing. You know, you got to have things in order. You have to she did look like she was gonna say something powerful. She's about to, I believe she's gonna come back in just a moment. So the first thing we can do is evaluate. We have to really sit down so we can hone in on what was missed. We're out of that feeling now. That feeling has left us. That feeling of just, oh, I'm so in love. You know, it's just me and you, boo. Or even in a partnership, like I said, you know, we finna make a milli. You know, all these big things. How do you get yourself back into reality? Well, there's some self-reflection that you have to do. You have to go back to your basics. Okay, recognizing that it's a difference between emotions and the reality. It's a difference between just having those feelings. Lime Green said it looked like she was about to say something powerful. I said, I'm sure she was.
Right.
You coach, I was just about to, you know me, you know.
The devil is a lie. Right?
He did not want you to
go out.
He did not want you to get him how-tos, coach. He was like, no, ma'am. You're not gonna give this good sauce today.
Right. You like what you not gonna do is give these people.
Coach, he got instantly mad at you. It was about to be good. He was like, oh, shut the whole thing down.
He's like, I am the power of the air.
That is too funny.
It's all right.
You back though, coach. You back. Right, lime to the salt. So right. In your absence, I was just like, let me flow through it, right? I was like, So
what was you saying, coach?
I was talking about self-evaluation, understanding the difference between your emotions and that feeling and your reality. But going back to those foundational principles. And then I came back and you had that look on your face like he tried it. So I didn't get too far.
Great try.
So you go ahead, coach. You proceed because we want you to hang on. So you take it.
Right. But no, what I was about to say is first, like identifying the relationship that you're in, right? Like, Absolutely. Are you in a relationship? Just like I said before, with if you're in a relationship, where are you in that relationship?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how long has it been? Is it that 180 days, 18 months? Are you somewhere around up in there?
Right.
You know, because if you are, especially if it's anywhere close to, 6
Mm-hmm.
months or 9 months or something like that.
Yeah, I see my ginger. I'm sorry about that, y'all. That's my ginger.
If you don't want to waste your time, mm-hmm. I mean, again, if you just dating just to be dating, then hey, but if you're really serious about your life and your time and then it's time to have these conversations.
Right.
It's not, you have to ask these questions, because you have to see, is this that person? Is this the
Absolutely.
person for you? Are you the person for them? Um, because finances is going to be huge in your relationship, period. And even, if you're not married and you move into marriage, finances is going to be very, very huge in your relationship. So you definitely want to do that. What's the coach, you were saying, well, I don't know what you were saying, but I was
Right. So you kind of came back in, and I was just giving the variation again between the reality of the situation or your emotions, and knowing that, recognizing that. Also, I was saying, even in any type of relationship, it could be a business relationship, and you all excited, you are high with
yeah,
that feeling of,
on that
oh, we
excitement
finna
of the
make a million, you
newness
about
of
to get
the
the bag,
business. Yeah,
and about 6 months, a year,
a year.
5 years, you're talking about a business relationship. It could be 5 years later and you ain't got the bag yet. What's sustaining you? You know what I'm saying? And so how
Because let me tell you something about, because and even in marriage, all right, let's talk about marriage. Marriage is a business. It is a family
absolutely.
business. You decided, hey, you want to go into business with this person because you know y'all have the same ideals, and the same values and beliefs and all of that kind of stuff, and they compliment you, you compliment them. They're
Absolutely.
strong in areas where you're weak, and vice versa, but you all could come together, and y'all could do this thing and weather the storm and all of that kind of stuff. Here's the thing about business overall, whether it's ma- family business, marriage,
Right.
or business that you're getting into with some business partners. um on average, your business takes about 15 to 20 years to be profitable.
Right. Right. Like a whole generation.
A whole generation. 15 to 20 years to be profitable. Do you have 20 years of your life, an entire generation, to wait for profits?
Mm.
The first 4 years, you're just building the foundation.
Right.
The first 4 years. Four.
Right.
Okay. Can you stay? So when we talk about love endures, like I posted that today on Facebook. I was, the love endures. Now in the scriptures it says love is patient, but there's a difference between patience and endurance.
Right.
I'll tell
Absolutely.
you the difference. Patience is, I'm standing in line. I am waiting my turn.
Right.
And I'm just standing there waiting my turn until it's time for me to go up and put my stuff on the conveyor belt and pay and all of that. I was just waiting. That's patience. Endurance is, I'm because it really says love suffers long. Suffers
Suffers.
long.
Absolutely.
Suffers. Don't nobody want to suffer. But endurance, that's what long suffering means. It means endurance.
Right.
That means that you on that marathon, right? If you
Absolutely.
ever seen them marathon runners, first of all, they skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this some days you probably ain't gonna eat because you don't have no money, right? You
Period.
you on a
You
chicken and bread diet, like the
you
children
on
of
just a whole
Israel,
intermittent fast or something?
right? You eating quail and manna, chicken and bread.
Please no. Please.
Girl, they have they
Quail and manna.
quail
I
and manna, but
cannot.
that was a bird and some bread.
I cannot.
I
I'm
know who
over
we
it.
are, right? And so
Leaning but right line. That's right. You gonna be leaning.
you be lean, you know, but you gotta run. And them marathon long distance runners, honey, it's like at the end of it, they coming across the finish line, they about to fall out, tired, they
Right.
still gotta go. after their muscles have given, what do they call that? Complete muscle. It's
Yeah, I don't
Tony
know,
said it
collapse. I
before.
don't know what it is.
She said it before. It's like total muscle failure. But
Yeah,
you have to keep going after your muscles done failed. Your
right,
heart has to keep pumping. You know what I'm saying? After every, because the heart is it's a muscle, right?
right.
It's a muscle. And your breath, you have to keep up that breath. You have to keep up, that cardio and all of that. So it suffers long
Yes,
suffering and inquire that require it's pain that's
it
involved.
is.
It requires a lot of that. So love endures or suffers long means that it's going to be some things that you don't like, that you're going to
Right.
have to go through. It's going to be painful and all of that kind of stuff, but you have to endure through the end of that. That's the first thing that it says about love, though. Love
Love
endures or
endures.
love suffers long. That's the first thing. You can't get past 18 months.
Look, that high done ran off and you
That
tapping
happens,
out. Like you tapping out. You
right,
can't tap out. Not love won't allow you to tap out because it's long suffering. It's
right.
patient. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind. It never fails. And so if you're talking about
So
something that never fails,
never fails. And
you
so,
end this for a minute.
right. And so love picks up where the
Yes,
dopamine and the euphoria wears off. That's where
absolutely.
love picks up.
Absolutely.
And the first thing that it says about love is that it endures,
Yes.
long suffering, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then it also say love is kind. What is
Mm-hmm.
kind? Kind means likeness.
Right.
That's what kind means. Are we of like kind? Like in the scriptures when it says after its kind,
Right.
after the seed bearing, the tree bearing fruit, after
Yes.
its kind. Apple tree gives apples,
Apples.
right?
Absolutely.
Orange tree gives oranges. So
Mm-hmm.
after its kind, are you like kind? Are you like minded? Are you like spirited? Right?
Wow.
You got to have that conversation. Are you like spirited?
Right.
Because look, I used to say that all the time. Oh, like minded people. We got the same mind to get the bag, but we probably don't have the same mind on how we're going to get the bag. You probably want
Absolutely.
to get that bag in immorality. And I don't want to do that. I want to maintain my integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we not of like spirit,
Right. Two
but we
different
got the
visions.
same mind to get the bag.
Right.
So is the spirit alike, right? Love does not boast.
Sure don't.
And we live in perilous narcissistic times where
I
everybody,
mean, well, pride is just at the
right?
top of
Pride is
everybody.
at an
I just
all-time high. And that's the thing. Love is not prideful. You don't know how to humble yourself in a
mm,
situation because I can't or I'm not or whatever. And I'm talking this male and female, because
absolutely.
female egos are horrible too. you know, um,
Barack, calm down.
love does not misbehave.
At
Love is not
all.
selfish or self-centered. It ain't all about you, and it ain't all about them, right? These are all the things that love does, not dopamine, not euphoria. We talking about love,
We talking about love, right?
right? Love thinks no evil. Love does not rejoice in immorality.
Right.
Love rejoices in justice, not fairness, justice, where just cause is due. Love rejoices in truth.
You're
That's
right.
huge. That is huge right there. Being truthful and honest. We don't have a lot of
Wow.
that these days.
And those conversations are not being had. That goes back to what you were saying, Coach, about faith. It's
Yep.
trust. We're
Trust.
not even communicating about trust.
Right. Or what
Which,
what we really think, how we really feel, what we truly desire.
yes,
All of these things, like it's a bunch of lying going on. People lying to themselves. How they gonna be truthful and honest with you? They
can't.
ain't even
They
truthful and
can't.
honest with them. How? Right? They ain't even truthful and honest with the creator.
Right.
Right? And so, but love rejoices in truth. Love
Mm-hmm.
bears all things. Love believes all things. Love hopes all things. Love, you go back to that endurance. Love endures all things. Love never fails.
Absolutely.
And so, really, this is key when we're talking about love. It's just not enough, because I will tell you what love will do. Love will handle the finances.
Absolutely.
Love will make you get your finances in order. Love will make
Absolutely.
you get your house in order. Because
Yes.
what you don't want to do, and I know I don't want to do it. I know I don't want to do it. I do not want to leave my family in a situation where they got to figure stuff out,
Right.
on top of grieving me not being here anymore.
Right.
You know, I
I
know.
love that. I love that, coach.
And when you love, you will make sure that that is in order. That's what love does.
I love that. And it made me think about something when scripture, y'all know we gonna hit the scriptures, right? And so that just, well, that was all scriptures. Y'all don't know that's First Corinthians 13. So
Hmm.
um but what it made me think about was the Beatitudes as well. Because there's a certain character that you got to possess to obtain this love, so that love can sustain, so that love can do all the things that it's known to do and function in the right frequency. And I was thinking about the Beatitudes, and I'm like, okay, Lord, he just brought that to my spirit, because you have to be gentle. And he says, blessed are those who are gentle, right? Blessed are the peacemakers. So this gives you, after that euphoric feeling is gone, after that high and you're off of that dopamine is run out, now you're operating on a different principle. So when the trials and the hardships and the challenges come, you can still be sustained through love, because there's gentleness going on, there's peacemaking going on, there's mercy being shown.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
compassion.
Compassion being shown. And these things is what's going to help you endure, because now we're even thinking differently. We're operating differently. We have come out of that feeling that we thought that was going to break us, and then love shows up. But love shows up through these principles. There are some requirements that we have to do, that we have to get in our spirit. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit. That means you
Yeah.
got to have some humility.
Yes.
I mean, so we just got to really know the foundation. We got to know the law. And so when we're in a new relationship, whether it's business, whether it's couples, or whatever dynamic that it is, that once it all wears off, once the honeymoon is over, all these things that felt so good, and now the not so good things come into play, how do we sustain? And coach just gave y'all a list going through those scriptures about how love will now show up. And coach, I just think that was wonderful. I mean, you can go on some more, but I just think it was wonderful, because just love isn't enough when you have the wrong interpretation, understanding of what love is.
Yes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exact
All of that, right, coach?
that
All of it.
part. Right? When you really
Mm-hmm.
don't understand what love is.
Right,
You
right.
know, but that's the thing. You got to know what love is, so that you know what love will do. You know,
Absolutely.
love will have me get my finances together.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Period.
what I'm saying? That's what love will do. Love will make sure that, okay, I got this will in place. I
Yes.
have this trust and foundation and all of that in place. I,
Right.
that's what love will do. Love will go seek that, because again, look, money is energy. Finances are huge. Let's not act like we don't need them in this world, because we do. And oh my gosh, My sister the other day, she, honey, let me see. I hope she shared this, and I was like, please, because she have her page like, it's just for
Mm-hmm.
family members and friends or whatever. But she posted something. Oh man, I was like, please make this public.
Right. Okay.
Honey, you know what? Okay. I'm okay. I'm sorry, I gotta do this, y'all. Hold on. Look, hold on, I
Look,
gotta do
we
this.
all waiting. We all waiting.
Because this right here was, I was like, yo, why she playing? Why she playing with my emotions? But no, she was on point with this. I was
I'm
like,
eager to see. I'm excited. I hope y'all enjoying this session today on the Coach's Corner. While Coach is pulling that up, I will say, because we got about 10 more minutes with you guys, that you can always follow the Coach's Corner every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we love when you join us. Make sure that if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, to pop over there and subscribe and follow us there. Or if you have not followed or liked the Coach's Corner Facebook page, do that and tag a friend, tell a friend. I'm ready, Coach. You ready?
okay, yes, I'm ready. So, woo, okay, hold on to your seats, because he came for some scalps
Mm.
in this. I hope y'all can hear it. Hold on.
We tired of frying chicken to bury you. Now, you got all them purses and all that gold and all that hair and all them cars and all them rims and all them belt buckles. But then when it comes time to go to the dentist, you need a prayer meeting. You have no business with a Louis Vuitton purse and a cavity. I don't care what you say. Get the cavity fixed and then go get a Michael Kors. Do something with your life. Now, if you want a pastor, let me know. If you want me to just come up here and make you happy, we got to get a structure for our life. Some stuff you don't need to pray about. You just need a structure. I don't have to pray to pay my bills. I got a structure. I pray for stuff like, Lord, let my mama have long life. I pray, Lord, make sure these cars don't hit me when I'm on the road. Lord, make sure lightning don't strike the house. Lord, make sure I got my prayer set up for stuff that my structure can't handle.
Mm. You need to send. Did you send me that? Because I missed that one. And in the spirit of love, just into another, you need structure. Structure. We could just leave that right down the table.
Love will make sure that the structure is there.
Period.
Period.
Yes, Lime Green, I am so sorry. And 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look like
Yes, yes.
I
I,
said, you
I
better
try.
get West Coast in here.
I do. I try my best to be mindful of all time zones, because usually,
Mhm.
it's like it's either Eastern, or they say, Eastern and Central, and it's like we do have a whole West Coast.
West Coast. And look, Ebony, some of our great supporters are West Coast. We love y'all, Lime and Ebony. But yes, structure, which kind of segues us into next week. So
Yeah.
we didn't go into the divorce part, but Coach did post today on the Coach's Corner page that divorce is the silent conversation. It's the conversation that we do not talk about. So next week, in addition to just love isn't enough, and giving you some tools on how to really start to allow love to show up, we're going to have the conversation about divorce, where we're going to get into some things. Coach is really going to take y'all deep. So y'all better come ready with your notes, your pens and your pads and all of that, because Coach is going to take y'all into the depths of divorce and finances being the number one cause of it, not having structure being a cause of it, not understanding your partner and where you guys are, not having that faith or understanding of faith, vision, not being like spirited. I'm just saying, Coach is going to go deep, so you do not want to miss the Coach's Corner next week, where we'll be talking about divorce part 2, having that conversation. we're unmuting divorce.
Yes, yes, yes. Divorce need to come off mute.
Like period.
It needs to
Like
come off
period.
mute. Yes. So we thank you all for tuning in. I mean, especially to our many subscribers that come in every week, and you all just rock out with us. Because sometimes we might be on here for 30 minutes, and sometimes we might be on here for 45 or an hour, and you
Absolutely.
all are just here. And so we thank you all for that. So again, thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner with myself, Coach Hadassah, and Coach Cotton, where we help you get to your next level. You guys, peace out. Be great.